Alright, what's going on YouTube? So I went to the reef shop and picked up a few things. One of them was this gorgeous baby emperor angel. Now I know he's not reef safe and I might have to make a few coral adjustments to accommodate him, but honestly it's worth it. He's gorgeous. I'm going to be able to see his color change, and I've wanted this fish for years, so if I gotta make a few coral adjustments, you know, just have him in my tank, I'm cool with that. I got a few cleaner shrimp. I don't know, they're somewhere in the tank. Kind of hide out back. Now I think I've had him for about a week now, and I got him from the shop. They've had him for 3 weeks. He was in a tank with copper, so he's basically getting medicated the entire time, and he was healthy. He was eating, he was doing everything, you know, a fish is supposed to do before you buy it, and he was just gorgeous. No, not a single nick in the fin, you know, he was good to go. So decided to pick him up. He was 40 bucks. I think Live Aquaria was charging like 80 to 100 for, you know, a 1-inch fish, so I was like, definitely got to make that happen. So there he is, healthy. No signs of ick yet. You know, I still kind of battle ick with the tangs. It just kind of comes and goes, and every reef tank I've ever had just was kind of, all the fish kind of had ick, and it just kind of came and went. You just got to make sure your fish are healthy, you're feeding them right, and they fight it off. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, a lot of crazy people on YouTube try to wreck their entire tank, medicate all their fish, and put them back in the tank after like drying it out for 3 weeks. Like, I'm telling you right now, you do not need to go through any of that trouble. If your fish is strong and it's healthy, it's gonna fight off the ick. You don't need to do some crazy solution. It's not like once they get ick, they're gonna die. No, ick is always gonna be around. It's always gonna be in your reef tank. You're gonna see it come and go, and you know, that's the reality of it. I learned a long time ago that diet was the key. I had a blue tang, and I think a 40-gallon tank, and when I got him, he had ick. So I had him in this 40-gallon tank waiting to put him in my 90, and months and months and months went by. I was feeding him, and ick would just come and go all the time, and I'm like, you know, screw it, I'm just going to add this fish to my tank. Well, I put him in my 90-gallon, and ick just came and gone for, I don't know, 2 years I had that tank. So you just got to keep your fish healthy, but it's definitely always there. So yeah, that's my take on ick. So if the emperor angel gets it, I'm not too worried. I'm just going to keep feeding him like I am. I mean, he's got a full gut load of food right now. Some of the things I do to keep my fish healthy is, well, I feed them seaweed every day, multiple times a day. I have 5 yellow tangs in here, and I plan on getting more tangs, so there's that. And then their frozen food. This stuff's really good. I hear nothing but good things about it. Honestly, I'm not really sure what it does. I think it just has that stuff in it. Yeah, that seems to work. A little bit of garlic, a little bit of this, vita chem. I usually do like a drop or 2 of that because I heard that's pretty potent. I do maybe 2 or 3 drops of that, and then probably 10 to 20 drops of that just so it's soaked. For 1 frozen cube, or 1 or 2 frozen cubes, I just kind of put in a little glass, let it sit overnight in the solution, and then I feed it to them in the morning, and then right after that morning feeding I start soaking some more for their dinner feeding. So I feed them twice a day, plus their seaweed, so 3 times a day. And every once in a while, whenever I get a chance, I just kind of come by the tank and throw a little bit of flakes, a little bit of pellets, just so that they're keeping their metabolism up, and I'm just giving them, you know, as much nutrients as I can. Not a lot, just, you know, a little tiny bit, just so every fish can grab a bite, you know. So, you know what's crazy is I'm always kind of afraid I'm going to overfeed my tank. But recently what I just discovered, I tested my water and I have 0 ammonia nitrite nitrate. I'm like, okay, sweet. Maybe I can up the feeding a little bit. So I actually did that the past couple days, and the craziest thing is this chaeto was starting to bleach out up top for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, man, why is it bleaching out? I'm like, is it the light? Is it the flow? This chaeto's not being very happy. So I was like trying to turn off the light, trying to move the chaeto around. The last 3 days, well, ever since I got the emperor angel, I've just been mad dosing the tank with food, and the chaeto brightened right back up. So I'm guessing it was, deprived of excess nutrients that it could feed off of, like fish waste. So I was actually not feeding my tank enough, even though all my fish are completely like gut loaded. So that was good to hear. And my skimmer started pulling less skimmate. I was like, what is going on? But turns out I just gotta feed them even more. So here's the 2 different light settings on this grow light, this Kessil grow light. I don't ever use that one though. I don't think I'm supposed to. But, so yeah, I feel like my biggest filtration on this tank is the refugium. I'm pretty strict on the filter socks. Those get changed out probably every other day as soon as they fill up. So I feel like that removes a lot of waste. Kind of really all the food that doesn't get eaten. That's pretty much what that's for. And then the skimmer. I mean, the skimmer's a beast. So yep. Yeah, that's pretty much the update I got. Like I said, the emperor angel, I haven't really seen him pick at any corals. These guys are looking good. The montipora there, that one plate on the bottom side seems to be growing. It's got the white on it. The chrome is, there's still 7 of them. So that might be the magic bunch. So, I mean, I haven't really tested the water at all for chemicals, for calcium, for alkalinity. I mean, I haven't really spent any money on corals that I care enough about to where I'm like, oh man, I gotta test this water and make sure that it's perfect. So I'm just kind of winging it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that, but I've been doing this for so long that I just feel like I don't have anything in here that's gonna freak out if my calcium's not perfect. I dose that alkalinity, the shit, what's it called? The bionic stuff. Do the calcium, alkalinity. I got miracle mud. I got like 40 pounds of miracle mud, so I feel like that kind of helps me with my trace elements. Oh, fun fact, I have not done a water change since I set the tank up. And my chaeto was just recently telling me that it needed more fish waste. So, I mean, I got to be doing something right. I mean, maybe I don't have a heavy bio load, but I feel like I have a fair amount of fish to create nitrates, and it's just not happening. So this tank's pretty easy. Oh, I did actually add a phosphate reactor with some carbon, but it's small and it's on a 150-gallon tank. So I mean, it's not. I feel like it's not doing too much, but it's definitely removing the phosphates. So I mean, this tank's solid. I'll keep you updated on this gorgeous guy. Look at that gut. Look at that fat gut. What's up, guy? Look, he's just gut loaded. He doesn't even know what to do with himself. He's like, man, I feel like throwing up. But if he wants to tear up a few corals, I'm okay with that. There it is, 150-gallon reef tank.